Hey,
Are you ready to walk through the gate?
I am so ready to walk through the gate. Ooh, one of us should have had that gate for the background. Too late now.
Okay. You gotta love the Ace of Coins.
Oh,
You?
oh,
Upright, obviously, but it's
yeah.
so positive. It really, really is. It's just that great big sunny gift, coming down from heaven, and that gate saying, "Right, come and walk through me, and see where it's all going to lead."
And
It's
it
just
starts
amazing.
out, yeah, it starts out in that beautiful garden,
Yeah.
and it does feel like an adventure, but an adventure you can handle.
It's almost, yes, it's like you've got the support, isn't it? It's kind of like you've got the backing to kind of like go off and do it nicely and do it with elegance and do it properly,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like it's a risk at all.
No, no. Traditionally, this is inheritance or a windfall, winning the lottery, but it's so, so much more than that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not just limited to that giant coin in the sky. And I know if you remember when we did the Ace of Wands, how I showed how the ace had that firm grip, that
Yeah.
masculine aggressive grip, and this coin is being cradled. This is a gift of love.
Yes, I like that. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's lovely. It's basically sort of saying, yeah, you're being given something here that you should be really, well, I don't like to say you should be grateful for, because that always sort of sounds like it's a sort of a favor, but that deserves to be appreciated.
Yes.
And we're entrusting you with this because we feel that you can be, that you can actually make good use of this. So it's not something to be kind of be blasé about. It's to be taken seriously,
Very.
but to be really appreciated, and you should appreciate that you've been chosen to be trusted with it. It's lovely on lots of levels, isn't it?
Yes, yes. And as opposed to being a command like the Ace of Wands, this is more an invitation,
Oh,
you
that's
know? Yeah. So definitely needs to be appreciated. And again, it does not just have to be money. This could actually, if we're a relationship, um, are we gonna hit it off? Or I met this guy, I swiped
yeah,
left or right. I can't remember which way you swipe to
right,
like somebody.
right. And it is the right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this came up. This is an opportunity to be part of something absolutely beautiful. It's
yeah,
yeah, so it's not
definitely.
just financial or or material. It also has to do with the appreciation and what that love could grow into or what that friendship could grow into.
Yeah.
Again with the
It's basically sort of saying this is a lovely chance for you,
yeah.
and it does feel like it's a bit rare. It's like, opportunities like this don't necessarily come along frequently. This is a kind of it's an ace. It's a singular. You know, take this while you've got the chance to, and see what it leads to.
I think actually all the aces are opportunities that you need to take right away. You don't have time to think about this really because
No,
it's this hand coming out of the clouds. This is not something you're going to see tomorrow. It is a once in a lifetime opportunity, I believe.
it definitely doesn't feel like a common thing at all.
Mm-mm.
It's really interesting. I've never thought about this before until right now when you said this hand coming out of the clouds and this one-off opportunity. But I mentioned the other day about the children's author Enid Blyton, and when I grew up, like, she wrote these books called a series of her books were called the Enchanted Wood, and all these children would go up climb up this tree called the Faraway Tree, which Thomas would really like, right? But at the top of the tree there was a cloud, and you climbed up this ladder and you had a look to see what land was at the top of the tree on that particular day. But the lands kept swinging round. So if you climbed into the land to see what it had, you had to make sure you got out very quickly, or you could be stuck there forever. But you only had this little window of opportunity. And it just almost feels like this Ace of Pentacles. It's like the top of the faraway tree. It's like, you know, it's kind of, come on, you've got this chance now. You have to take it now. This is your window of time. And you might have a little bit longer with the Pentacles to enjoy it and see where it leads you than maybe with the others. But there is something very magical. Maybe I'm looking at the Ace of Pentacles more as a pentacle. Maybe is that because it's got the word pentacles written on it? I tend to call them coins more than pentacles, but I am feeling the magic of this one quite a lot.
Definitely magical. This is something that just, again, comes out of the blue, an opportunity, and one that's, I think it, I don't want to say well funded, because that traps it into the monetary aspect, but one that is safe. This is a lot safer of an opportunity than, say, the wands would be.
Yes. The wands feels more like life is short, you know, go for the adventure while you can. This feels like you'll regret this if you turn this down.
Right.
This is something that at some point you'll look back and say, I'm really glad I took that opportunity while I had it. And look what it's led to.
I'd like to point out too that it does have the roses and the lilies. The lilies are growing up out of the ground, and the roses are on the fence and the archway. And I'd like to take this opportunity to show that just because it's coins doesn't mean it lacks passion. Those roses are passion and the lilies are purity.
Oh, that's nice.
So coins can have passion. It's just not the overwhelming passion that a wands would give. It's a lifelong passion. This isn't a flash in the pan passion that may go away. This is forever.
Yeah.
And the way that arch doesn't have a door, it's not a door. It's not going to close behind you if you leave this safe garden. You'll be able to come back. It's always there. It's always open.
It definitely does feel, though, this opportunity will allow you to broaden your horizons.
Absolutely.
To leave the safe place. It's giving you the kind of the right circumstances to leave the safe place and go and sort of explore the wider world.
Yeah. This could be a new job in a foreign country.
Yeah.
This could be my brother, when he graduated, we lived in Germany. And when he graduated high school, he had my mom and my stepfather gave him a really nice financial gift for graduating high school. And the way he used that, he and 3 of his friends got bicycles, and they bicycled all across Europe.
Wow.
I mean, everywhere. It took them, I think, about 4 months.
Amazing.
But they went everywhere. They went to England, they went to France, they went all over Europe on their bicycles, staying at youth hostels. And this makes me think of that, how he used that gift to explore the world.
Yeah. Yeah. That's lovely. That's a really lovely story. Yeah, I just honestly, I find it very hard to read that in a negative way if that came up upright, unless the question absolutely kind of like was looking for something negative. But even then, it would be difficult, wouldn't it?
It would be difficult.
Yeah,
And it could be that even if the question were looking for something difficult, sometimes the question doesn't fit what the client really needs. And if this were to come up in that particular type of scenario, this would actually be saying, you're looking at it the wrong way, maybe.
maybe.
You're seeing this as some kind of change, and people are afraid of change. And I don't mean the kind that jingles in your pocket, but
Yeah.
even when
Yeah,
change is good for you, it's frightening, it's terrifying, it's stressful.
yeah,
So this could be saying, take that opportunity for the change, even though you're afraid of it.
yeah,
Upright, it's very difficult to see as a negative unless you're looking at those mountain peaks and afraid to walk out that gate because the world out there is harsh. It could be, I mean, there could be instances where that coin is what allows you to stay in your garden and not have to deal with the rest of the harsh world.
yeah, true. No, I mean, but all things considered, it's just positive, and it is to do with something that you can account for. It really is something that you will regret it if you don't take it,
Hmm.
and you will be very pleased that you did take it, because you'll look back and you'll see what that grew into, because all the aces are beginnings, and the earth, think of it as earth, think of it as this is a seed that has got every chance of multiplying.
That's perfect because it is a garden.
Yeah,
That could very well be a seed of some sort. Perfect. That was
but
one
you
of
know, like you
those.
do plant seeds and sometimes they just wither, but the Ace of Pentacles, it's too strong to do that. This is a seed that is well worth planting and nurturing, you know. so
Absolutely.
so yeah, this is a relationship that's worth exploring. This is a job that's worth going for, you know. This is a house move that would work out well. It's a
Yeah.
part of it. There's a lot of winning about this. That it's a very very good sign. You know, I think it is a future card. I think it is a future card because it's the beginning of something,
Yep.
and it is suggesting that watch this space. As long as you take it, yet go with it. But I feel the wands, which we did last time, the wands are more about taking action, whereas the pentacles are more about just take what's come to you. It's take what's being offered to you. All you have to actually do is accept
Yeah.
and then see where it goes. And I don't like the fact that that lacks a little bit of empowerment, but the acceptance is the main thing. It's like if you don't accept it, you're going to regret it.
Right. I agree with that. And
Accept it and do what you need to do with it. Yeah,
sometimes I think it can be empowering because if you're at your rope's end and struggling so hard to survive loneliness or everyday bills everything that you would have to survive where you're just at your rope's end and this card comes up, it's like there's the light at the end of the tunnel, uh,
yeah,
the end goal, even though it's a beginning card, something where you can get a fresh start and get
yeah,
out of the rut that
definitely.
you're in. That knowing that that's coming is empowering. As long as you don't sit around waiting for it. Never, if a tarot reader tells you that something's going to happen, you still have to do what you're doing to make it happen. You can't just sit around in your pajamas and your ratty cat slippers and wait for it to come to you. If you stop doing what you're doing, it's not going to happen.
I just want to, yeah, I want to make a little point as well. This is the same as the other aces. This is a massive beginnings card. The beginning of something very long term within the Ace of Pentacles. And I just feel the Death card, because like, look, I know we're not talking about that today. People talk about that as new beginnings. The Death card is an endings card. This is a beginnings card. If something wanted to tell you, if the tarot wanted to tell me that there's a new beginning coming, it's not going to send me the Death card. It's going to send me one of the aces.
Yeah.
And if it's going to be a long-term thing, it's going to be this ace. That is as simple as that for me. That's how I would trust my intuition to talk to me through the tarot.
I agree 100%.
That doesn't mean that it can't follow the Death card, that something has ended, but then you need to see that new beginning, and that maybe that couldn't come until something else was kind of dealt with, whatever. But the fact is, in its own right, these are what you want to come up in your readings. You want the aces to come up. But no, I just feel you want to really hope for fresh starts that these aces will appear.
And again, you said we're not doing the Death card, but I do have to say this. Death card, even if it segues into a new beginning, the Death card is usually a painful transition. It's, you know, something that takes a lot of work, and you have to have an ending to get to the next beginning, and it's usually painful. These aces are beautiful, fresh starts, like Mandy said.
Yeah.
So, big
Yeah.
difference. And I don't know what you said that made me think this, but it came from what you were saying. But I seeing this as the start of investments, a savings plan.
Yes.
You know,
Definitely.
I think it was the long term. You know, put a percentage, a small percentage away to make it grow into something big. I see this as investments as well.
Definitely so. Yeah. And look at that grass that you just happened to have sort of chosen to put it on. You know, all that healthy, you know, well-grown, green-looking grass. I mean, that's because somebody invested some sort of time and in the first place to kind of make that, you know, plant that field.
Yeah, that's a wheat field, and that's the fresh sprouts of wheat, where they first see that all that hard work is coming to
Feed
fruition.
the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is, it's a yes card, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Upright, it is a yes card.
Now, in the reverse, I would go with don't invest too much into this.
Right.
Do not expect a return from this that equals what you have to put into it. You're going to, if this does not balance out in your favor, you're going to kind of like lose.
Let me see if I can do something.
Oh,
yeah, definitely. Or letting something slip through your fingers.
Yeah.
Dropping the ball.
Yeah, it's just not. It doesn't sort of pay off to kind of go with this.
That is a really big card for not appreciating something.
Yes. Or this is not for the long term.
Yeah.
This might appear to be for the long term, but it's just not taking root. It's not grounded. It's not going to work out, I don't think. I don't always feel that cards in reverse, like upright is yes and down is no. But there is a feeling about that with the aces, though, that it is as simple as yes or no. It's tempting to go almost as 180 degrees as that, but it could just mean now is not quite the right time to make this investment. It could just mean that. It could be, let's revisit this in 6 months' time or whatever. Depends what the time scale is on the reading. Like if you're doing a reading that is specifically saying this is over the next 3 months, that just might be saying not within this 3 months. No, not
Right.
yeah. But if the reading was kind of for the next 10 years, I'd be
I
inclined
would be really sad to see this in
I'd be inclined to
reverse.
rethink this one.
Yeah.
You got to look at the whole circumstances and be logical and sensible about it, you know.
Yeah.
If that came up on a 3-month one, I might actually do another card to say, is it actually saying no, forget it, or is it saying this is not quite the right time? I might double check on that if that was an important thing and do another card.
Yes.
Or look at what else is around it.
Or see what causes that too.
That's true as well, yeah.
There might be something that the client or ourselves are doing to keep something from happening. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, in the reverse, that doesn't usually make me happy, and it's hard to make that image a positive one.
Yes.
There are readers that try to make everything positive or just don't even read reversals. Tell it like it is when you see it.
Yes.
So, are you ready to see my Ace of Pentacles?
I'm more than ready. Go for it.
Okay. Hold on to your seat.
Oh, what is that little thing at the bottom?
It's a squirrel.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That is the perfect Ace of Pentacles.
It's from the Modern Spellcasters deck. And I love it because that money means nothing to that squirrel. It's showing how that squirrel uses the entire year to make sure he has what he needs to last through the winter. To that
Yeah.
squirrel, that coin is acorns.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I think your squirrel with that great big coin, though, like you say, he doesn't care that it's a coin. That's his supplies for the whole year.
Yeah, see, the coin has vines and it's grounded to the earth. Squirrel has no use for that particular coin, but it does seem as if he's using it as a shield of some sort. So
Yeah.
maybe maybe he found it and turned it into his home.
Wow.
One of the reasons I got this deck, and when we get to the Knight of Wands, you're going to be like, oh my God. Lots of squirrels in this deck.
Really.
Yes. Oh, really? Yes. Definitely
Is there
one of my.
something symbolic about squirrels?
They're in almost every Earth card. Almost every Earth card. I think there are 2 where there's not a squirrel in it. But I think that they're showing, that practicality of always gathering and always
Yes.
making sure that they had the stability to last through the winter.
Amazing, isn't it, that their instincts kind of.
Yeah. You got an ace?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. No, I didn't bring an ace.
I got one of everything this time.
Oh, did you? Oh, she's come prepared. That's very earthy, Sharon. Whereas I was much more spontaneous about my ace of coins. So yes, I think you're more in the mode than me.
I wish I could stay in Earth mode. I could use some common sense.
I mean, the earth cards are so practical, aren't they? They're so sensible, so practical. And I do honestly think if you kind of lived your life like that, you probably have a lot less problems.
I have very little Earth in my particular chart.
I'm Taurus rising. But apart from that, yeah. But you have got all that, like you say, all the lovely sensual stuff you know, relates to the earth. All the senses, you know, smell and taste and touch and sound and that, you know, so it really does encourage the appreciation
Yes.
of you know what your particular taste is.
Yeah. Yeah. And that makes me think, like, even with the little squirrel, where he has no use for the money as money, he did put it to use in some way.
Yes,
So
yeah,
even appreciate with this particular card, I think it would say, you know, even if you see no use for it, find some way to appreciate it. That's how I would
yeah,
interpret this card. One
absolutely.
way I would.
And it's like when you meet people in life, right? You know, this person could be incredibly valuable to you in one way or another. They might not be your life's partner. They might not be the father of your children or mother of your children, whatever. But they might be the most amazing, inspirational mentor you've ever made, or the most amazing friend that you could possibly wish for. So
Yeah.
you need to kind of appreciate the thing, you know, in what way it's valuable to you. They might
Yes.
be the most wonderful you know, father to somebody else's children, but still a great mentor to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Beautifully said.
Now you've got to love the earth cards, the coins cards, and the ace of coins is just kind of really kicking you off in a wonderful direction, so not to be taken lightly.
That comes up, pay attention.
Yeah,
Pay
and if it
attention.
comes up reversed, it's kind of like you could waste years on something if you're not careful. You get one shot at life, you
And
know.
time is valuable.
Oh my God, don't we know it? Like when you suddenly realize, oh my God, I was sort of 18 when I woke up yesterday. What's happened?
I know, right? I, I can't do the math anymore. I had to move it up to 33 because I was 25 for years, but then it got awkward. But I'm 33 with 20 years of experience at it.
I like it. Yeah. Yeah, I know, but it is so true.
Yeah, my brain is still 16, 18. The rest of me is not in cooperation with that.
No, it's
And
life.
it's fast.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
on that note,
But on that happy, depressing note, on to the twos we go.
all right. I'll see you in a few.
See you with the twos.